Top 10 coins to watch in January of 2018 for massive gains. That's coming right up. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Coin Rocket YouTube channel, where we are now boarding for one-way trips to the moon. So if you'd like to join us, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you there. So this is a video I've been waiting to do. Basically, these are top 10 coins that have events coming up in January that I think will help raise awareness for the coins and build up some hype, and hopefully we'll see some price action as a result. So first off, we have TRON. Now, TRON is a coin that already has a lot of hype behind it. Basically, their idea is similar to Steam, where they're trying to have people build apps that can monetize different things and provide them for free. But what makes TRON different from Steam is two things. First of all, they don't have a product, they don't have millions of users, they don't have dozens of apps actually running on their platform. So that's kind of a huge negative for them, but they're also really new. And the other thing that makes them different is that they're governance system. So they want to have this governance system that pays people in a more fair way. However, they've decided to, calculate fairness. It's a really interesting read to read the white paper, so I would recommend reading their white paper. TRON has already become, in the 4 months that it's been around, a large cap coin, putting it over $1 billion valuation. And the creator, Justin Sun, is actually the protege of Alibaba's founder, Jack Ma. So that's an interesting little tidbit. They have this really long-term roadmap that goes all the way to 2025, which is really not common in blockchain projects. It doesn't really get very specific. It's really vague, and they just have like names for different kind of like phases of their plan. So it's a really good marketing ploy. We'll see how they actually develop the project. You can get TRON on Binance, and they have new listings coming up on CoinRail, Bitclout, and Robinhood. So I don't really use any of those exchanges, but that should help at least increase the demand for the coin somewhat. They also have a Game.com partnership, which I've heard Justin Sun actually owns Game.com, so we'll see how big of a difference that makes. But in Q1, they have a coin burn, and they're launching their mainnet, both of which should be pretty big events. Alright, next up we have EOS. So EOS is a project by Dan Larimer to basically fix all of the problems that Ethereum has with scalability. Ethereum has their own solutions to scalability, but Dan Larimer, he created BitShares, a decentralized exchange that actually works, that can actually do a lot of transactions, and then he created Steemit, and Steemit has millions of users. It does thousands of transactions like every minute. It's just insanely fast and usable compared to all the other blockchain platforms that have come out. I have a lot of faith in the EOS project because Dan Larimer has an excellent track record of kind of disrupting the market and setting the standard. EOS is a project. It's still currently in its ICO, which it has a super long ICO, by the way, that lasts like an entire year, and it's only 6 months old right now, the coin. It's a large cap, as I've already said, putting it over $1 billion evaluation, and that gives it a little bit of room to grow, but it has very active development, which is important because they don't really have a product yet, just like TRON, but I think they're likely to actually release it. So you can find EOS on Binance and Bitfinex, and this month they're getting listed on Robinhood, and they actually are releasing EOS Dawn 3.0, which could happen in January, it might happen in February, but either way it's still actually way ahead of schedule. If you don't know what EOS Dawn 3.0 is, it's really kind of technical to explain what it is, and I don't want to go too in depth here, but the shortest way I can explain it is that EOS will be multi-threaded after Dawn 3.0. So if you're not a dev and you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. It's just a huge event in the development of the EOS project. So next we have TenX. And TenX, I love this one because it has a lot of people using it every day. They have a working product, okay? TenX, their goal is simple, right? They just want to have they want to allow people to pay with cryptocurrencies anywhere. With a credit card, they have an app where you can track all your different coins, and use their wallet. And they actually, not only do they have a working product, right? There are some other like crypto credit and debit cards out there, but they don't pay rewards. TenX actually pays rewards, right? Some of them have high fees, some of them have no fees. TenX has low fees and they actually pay out rewards, which makes them unique. No other crypto debit cards pay out rewards. Okay, and you can get TenX on Bittrex. It's only 6 months young. They're a medium cap coin, which means they have a lot of room to grow relative to some of the other coins in this list. And they're getting listed on Robinhood as well, and they actually have their worldwide card rollout coming up. Well, actually, they're in the process of doing it right now, which is huge because I know there are a lot of people in countries like the United States of America, myself included, that are waiting for TenX to have cards in their area. And that's going to be huge. Once the United States and some other countries get TenX cards, I think we're really going to see it start to grow exponentially. Alright, so next up is another project I really like, which is the Substratum project. So this is a project that could solve problems like net neutrality by decentralizing the internet itself. So they want to build a worldwide decentralized web, which is a massive project. It's a medium cap coin that's been growing super fast since DataDash has been kind of, I won't use the word shill, but let's just say DataDash is really bullish on this coin. Okay, no hate against DataDash. I love DataDash's work. Anyway, you can find Substratum on Binance, and they're actually launching their beta platform this month, and they're allowing hosting of nodes, which, I mean, that's great. And a platform this large, we really need to see some progress in the development of it, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Next up, we have Stratus. So Stratus is looking to solve some of the problems that Ethereum has for developers. So if you're a developer, you don't want to learn a new coding language just to program, on a blockchain or whatever. You don't, let's say you're coming from Google, you're coming from Microsoft, or whatever other Facebook, whichever other huge company, and you're a developer, and you're looking to develop in the blockchain space. Well, if you're going to make a dApp platform, you don't want to have to learn a new language. You don't want to have to learn Solidity, right? Solidity is what Ethereum uses, and nobody knows it because it's just used for Ethereum. Okay, so these other dApp platforms come along, like Stratus, like Lisk, like EOS and Neo, and all these other ones. It's getting to be a really competitive market, but they come along and they say, you know what, we're going to allow people to use programming languages that they actually know. Okay, so Stratus is using C#, they're using .NET, okay, and these are Microsoft's platforms, okay, so this makes them likely to have some sort of Microsoft partnership in the future. They already have a lot of integrations with Microsoft, which means that Microsoft is at least gonna, like what they're doing. So that's why I think it's likely that they could have a Microsoft partnership in the future, but let me just add a little caveat there that's just purely speculation. So these guys are about a year old. They are a large cap coin, putting them over $1 billion valuation, and they're offering blockchain cloud hosting, which is an interesting thing to offer. They also have a really active development, and you can find the token on Bittrex and Binance. And this month, they're actually having their first verified ICOs, and so that's really crucial to having a successful platform. They also are releasing the alpha for sidechains. They're releasing the Identity iOS app later this year, and they are releasing .NET smart contracts as well, which should just make it even more accessible for developers to use their platform. Golem is looking to decentralize cloud computing. So this means that you can essentially sell your computing power, I should say, whenever it's not being used. So you can allow other people to for example, use your computer for rendering video or for solving mathematical equations or something similar in a way to mining Bitcoin, except you're helping someone actually get something done that's productive, and it's completely optional, and it's decentralized. So this is potentially a huge project. Everyone has spare computers laying around that they're not using 24 hours a day, that they could instead sell their power that they're not using when they're not using it to actually earn some income. And that's what Golem is looking to provide. So this is a medium cap coin, which gives it some room to grow. It's about a year old, and it actually has really active development, which is good because this is not an easy project. Okay, this is not an easy thing to pull off. Okay, making this actually practical and reliable is no easy task. So it's good to see that they have a very active development team on this project. Okay, and you can find the Golem coin on Bittrex. This month they're getting listed on the Robinhood exchange, and they're having an airdrop later this quarter. Next up we have VChain. Okay, VChain is a competitor to Walton, to Wabi, to all of these supply chain management and logistics coins. The difference being that VChain has a working product, and they have partnerships with multi-billion-dollar companies. Okay, just in January, they announced a partnership with DNVGL, which I don't blame you if you've never heard of that strange acronym, that strange two-part acronym that is just rolls off the tongue. No, not exactly, but it's actually a healthcare company that has tens of thousands of employees and does tens of billions of dollars in revenue every year. So that's actually a huge partnership. The VChain project is about 5 months old, and it's evaluated at over $1 billion right now. You can find it on Binance, and as I said, they have a working product. They're already in the trenches. They're working with businesses. They're getting their name out there. They're getting these partnerships, which is super important in a market that's going to get increasingly competitive over time. Okay, and a huge thing for their price action is the rebranding. So they're having this rebranding. I believe they're changing their name to Thor. I mean, we'll see how that works out, but it's always worked out really well for the coin every time there's been a rebranding. Let's just say that, okay? I mean, have you ever heard of Neo? Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of Ant Shares? No, nobody's heard of Ant Shares. That's what Neo used to be called before their rebranding. You know how much Neo costs right now? It's at like over $100. Back when it was Ant Shares, it was like $5. So we'll see what happens to VChain once it becomes Thor. Alright, next up we have Dragon Chain. So Dragon Chain is another platform. It's competing with Ethereum and EOS and Lisk and all these other things like Stratus, and the list goes on. Except they have some unique features. And they have some hype behind them because they were originally developed at Disney by some Disney developers. So that's interesting. They don't necessarily have any integration with Disney, but there may be some partnership announced in the future. This project is super young. It's only a month old, and it's already evaluated over $1 billion, which is insane. There's a lot of hype behind this one, okay? And it's currently not even listed on any big exchanges, okay? You can find it on KuCoin, EtherDelta, TideX. I mean, once it gets listed on a huge name like Binance or Bittrex, I think we're going to see some tremendous price action, okay? And so one of the things that makes Dragon Chain unique, let me talk about that now, is the ICO incubator and marketplace. So you'll see under the January events, I have Look Lateral and Life ID pre-sales. So that's for Dragon holders. Okay, Dragon is the token on Dragon Chain. So anyone who holds Dragon is actually eligible for pre-sales on any ICOs that are launched on their platform. So that makes it kind of like this exclusive club of anyone on their platform has this early access to other things that are launched on their platform. That's an interesting feature that I don't think any other platform currently offers. So next up, we have Binance. Binance is an exchange that has been growing tremendously recently. It's only 6 months old, again, over $1 billion valuation, but this exchange has just come out of nowhere, okay? Just a few months ago, this exchange was nothing, it was a nobody, and now it's the world's biggest cryptocurrency exchange. All this coin does is offers you discounts on Binance's fees, but they have quarterly coin burns, which they will use to burn about 20% of the profits they earned from Binance, which means basically the price is going to continually go up because the supply is decreasing as the exchange becomes more and more profitable. So that's basically paying dividends to Binance users, is what that is. Okay, and of course, you can find Binance coin on, you guessed it, Binance exchange. That's right. And last, but certainly not least, we have Icon. Now, Icon is yet another smart contract platform, but they are unique in that they offer a decentralized exchange, or at least they plan to offer a decentralized exchange like Waves, which is a platform that already has a decentralized exchange. They also offer a blockchain ID smart contract, and they're planning to offer a bunch of other kind of like pre-built smart contracts and like things for developers to help them get started. So again, this is making it easier for developers to use their platform, and that's important to gaining adoption. Okay, you have to incentivize developers to use your platform, otherwise why should they use your platform, right? I mean, you have to attract people. That's how you get popularity. This is a large cap coin that's 6 months young, and you can find it on Binance. Okay, and some of the main events in January for Icon include the mainnet launch, the 2018 roadmap, which should be very interesting and give us a lot more to work with in regards to speculation of what could happen to Icon in the future, and there will be some more dApp announcements. So that could be potentially some ICOs on their platform, that could just be more apps for developers, or that could be apps for users to use. We'll have to see, but either way, it's probably going to be very good news for Icon holders. And that's it. I hope you liked our list. Let us know which coins you think are going to be huge this month and in the coming months, and if you have any predictions. Thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time.